Hello.
Hi, how's it going?
Hello. How you doing? I've had great troubles getting in on my computer, so switch to phone.
We're
Hey,
so tech dependent, aren't we?
we
We're
are.
only as good as our tech.
That's it. That's it. But or as good as our capacity to be versatile.
That's right. You got
Right.
to pivot. Yeah.
That's it. That's it. Bit excited to be having this chat with you today.
Oh, the if this inspires other people and then they get their own story and then this is how we heal the world. One of doTERRA's things is a drop in every home.
Yeah, one bottle at a time. Hey.
Yeah, exactly right.
Alrighty. So, do I just start?
Yeah. Do you want it just to be like interview style or just testimonial? I'm happy with either.
I don't
I
care.
think testimonial is more authentic.
Yeah. If there's, you can always ask me any questions later towards the end if you want.
You
Um,
look so much clearer. Like,
I'm in a different room. The lighting in here is a lot better. Oh, you mean skin wise? Oh my God. Yeah. That's the lymphedema stuff I've been using. That,
but in your eyelids, and you just look,
yeah. I've also got makeup on at the moment. So,
yeah, but
but it is cleaning up my face. And I know that konjac sponge is amazing.
okay. I haven't got that, so maybe I should consider it.
That was in the Chelsea Jean kit.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. And it's actually a plant. And so you literally work your face lymphatics with this plant. And it feels
Right.
like an aloe vera. Yeah, it's really nice. Hmm. So
So fantastic.
yeah. So I'll have to get Ben to chop this into a little, I don't know how to do it, but Ben can probably chop it into a YouTube. Um, so yeah.
Okay. Wonderful.
Alrighty. So do you want to introduce me first or do you just want me to start speaking or
I might introduce you.
okay,
Okay.
beautiful.
All right. Hello, thank you for joining us. I'm here with No, let me start again. Carney. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, take two, take two.
Okay.
Snap. Hi, I'm here with Carney, and we're going to be talking about the essential oil of Melissa because Carney has been using it for 3 days and is having such a honest and true, unmistakable response. And we need to share the story. So, Carney, what's been happening?
Beautiful. So I've reached out to Kelly today to share my love connection with Melissa because this oil truly has begun to transform my life in the most phenomenal ways. So I've been on the challenge for 3 days, but I actually began with it a little bit before that, maybe 6 days, maybe even 7 ago. So um, I've had a lot of issues with chronic pain and with the lymphatic system that wasn't draining properly. And this beautiful oil, Melissa, was in the BOGO box I bought. And when I checked in with Kelly for my wellness talk, she went through all of the oils that I had and the relevance for them. And when she spoke about Melissa and Blue Tansy, I decided to do something different with them. So I got woken up at 3 o'clock one morning and I picked up both bottles and intuitively I had a shoulder that had been frozen for 3.5 months and I was in a lot of pain for it, was really restricting my movements. I don't know what I did to it. And I decided I would put both Blue Tansy and Melissa with some, is it fractured coconut oil?
Fractionated coconut oil?
On it, onto my shoulder. And because I work as a complex trauma therapist and with altered states of consciousness, I wanted to go into the body and start talking to my shoulder. Wow, my shoulder certainly had a story to tell. And I know that it was the two oils working together that created that opportunity for the journeying to take place because it was the most profound experience. I spent 5.5 hours in the altered state of consciousness. And I got taken back to a time just before I found out at 40 that I was giving birth to my fourth child. I was 3.5 months pregnant at the time, and my partner had been sent back by the immigration department to Sri Lanka. And as he was leaving to go, I heard my physical body scream no. And I now know that that was my son's soul not wanting him to go, but also, there was a soul hole there around not having a dad in his life. But I can remember when I got home, physically leaving my body and looking down at myself and kind of going, what's wrong with you? You're like, why are you bawling so uncontrollably? I've been crying for like 10 days. I was crying for like 10 days. And I now know through that journey with Melissa that there was a fractured part of myself that Melissa actually helped me to access. And it kind of pulled that bit back in so that I could become more whole. And I just thought that was a really cool story, and, didn't think anything else was going to happen much. I've kept putting the oil on my shoulder's doing fine, until I woke up 3 days ago with a really crazy sore knee. And I'd done nothing to create a sore knee. Couldn't work out why I had a sore knee. Could barely stand on this knee. And I thought, okay, Melissa worked for me really well on my shoulder with Blue Tansy. Maybe if I tried again on my knee, maybe that'll work. And so I put the Melissa on my knee, and was again taken back into an altered state of consciousness. And I think I drop in so easily because it's the work I do, but it definitely was facilitated by the oil. And I was taken back to a memory of having fallen over, wearing, those crazy high platform they were platform denim and rope shoes that I had to have as a 14-year-old because I wouldn't have fitted in if I didn't have them. And my mum tried to talk me out of them, but my grandpa had just died and I was incredibly sad, and she wanted to do something to make me happy. So she bought me these ridiculous shoes that I should never have been allowed to have. And of course I fell over in mum's and dad's friend's backyard. And the ankles are actually about not being able to receive joy. And so that was definitely the space I was in. But at the same time, I hurt my right knee. And that was the knee that was completely, feeling like I had massive issues with it. And so I came out of this experience, and the knee had felt a little bit better. And I thought, that's really interesting. And Kelly had popped up the challenge around Melissa at that time. And I was really nervous about ingesting the oils because my body responds so quickly and I detox so quickly, and I can get really, really sick very quick. I can be in bed for like 4 or 5 days, even on something as simple as vitamin B. And so I pendulum tested, and I was told it was safe to try the Melissa. So with great trepidation, I smelt Melissa with the 4-box breath for about a minute, and then popped it on my hand and tasted it. Now, when I'd first smelt it, I hadn't even been able to smell the lemongrass in it, because Kelly told me that, what can you smell? And I said, oh, I'm not quite sure. She said, can you smell the lemongrass? I'm like, no, I know what lemongrass smells like. I can't even smell it, which kind of gives you an indication on how blocked I must have been. I remember watching my face, kind of twist and turn as I tasted the intensity of the lemongrass. And then all of a sudden, my brain just cleared, and I suddenly realized it was about a 30-second process that I had no pain in my knee whatsoever, like none. It had just disappeared completely. And not just that, it lasted for about 2.5 hours where there was not an ounce of pain in my physical body. And I was talking to a naturopathic friend of mine, and she was explaining that the inflammation that I have in my body from Epstein-Barr virus, that it would have helped to fix that really quickly, and it would have got the lymphatics moving as well too. But that wasn't like, those were big enough stories, but that wasn't quite enough for me. So I was talking to a friend of mine who was, I wanted to share the experience, and she was going through, a moment of pain as well, because she just been doing a whole heap of physical things that she wouldn't normally have to do. And so I said to her, well, look, what about if I check in with you and we talk over, over the net, over the phone, over video phone, and I send you some healing and I act as a proxy to send the essence of Melissa to you by intention. So I'll do the work. I'll connect in with you energetically. I'll do the work this end. Let's see if it makes any impact on you. So that was all well and good. I literally watched her shoulders drop. I watched her do the box breathing. I watched myself do the licking. And as I tasted the Melissa, her shoulders dropped. And she's like, oh my goodness, I feel like the weight of the world is dripping away from me. I can't believe I've got so much more flexibility in my shoulders and neck. So even by proxy, even through distant healing as a Reiki master, I was able to send the energy of Melissa to my friend so that she felt the impact of it. And like that's just the beginning of my love connection with Melissa, because it's changing my life in just 3 days.
That is one powerful testimony.
Mm.
So the fact that you were able to journey back to the time where you didn't know you were pregnant and separating from the father and having such a emotional tear,
Yeah.
and to be able to heal that old wound.
Yeah. Collect a fragment and bring it back.
So you said about the ankle and joy, what shoulder?
Shoulders feeling the burdens of life.
Okay.
Both.
And so for the knee, when you were putting it outside the knee, was it just Melissa or Melissa and the blue tansy? So for the shoulder, you combined them.
Shoulder I combined. Knee was just Melissa. And knee is about inflexibility, not being able to see a situation from more than one side and being stuck in your own pride. And for me, the shoes were the representation of pride. You know, I had to have those shoes come hell or high water that were the same as everybody else, even if I couldn't walk in them.
I had a pair when I was 7 that were cork platforms that
Yeah,
were this big and bright orange, and boy did I love them, and boy did I hurt my ankles when I fell over.
For sure.
Fashion and safety don't always go together.
No.
So for people who don't know, the Melissa Challenge is where you put just a touch of Melissa in your mouth for 21 days and then see what happens. And it's day 3 for Carney, and it's like making old wounds and memories integrate and change, would you say?
Like for me, even the level of pain I'm experiencing in my body, it's nowhere near the intensity that was there before, which is crazy after 3 days.
Yeah, it's not going to be the same for everybody. I've heard people doing Melissa Challenge, and I haven't heard the same story twice. Each person's journey with Melissa is very individual, but you see recurring themes around. You did say about the clarity of your mind, where
I found my brain clear instantly. Yeah,
that's a really common thread that a lot of people say.
Yeah.
But for you, it's in your joints is where it's landing first.
Yeah, and it's interesting because that's the part I need to heal. Like my joints give me more problems than anything else at the moment, or had been. But it's really interesting. It was the brain clearing that facilitated my awareness that I wasn't in pain, because I was expecting it to happen. And it was like it was an inspiration from beyond me that kind of dropped in and went, oh my goodness, what's going on? You're not in pain anymore. I wasn't expecting it to be that quick, and it was like 30 seconds.
Yeah. And you said that you couldn't stand up on it, and now, how is it now?
I took the day off work.
Okay. On the day it was?
On the day and I was able so after I'd taken it and I'd had the shift in pain, I was pretty much able to get around and do most things.
So that's not just a perception of pain, that's actually a functional change. Couldn't walk and now can walk. So that's not just a mind trick that your body is doing for it. Like, that's a pretty objective measure. Couldn't walk, now can walk. As well as the pain just evaporating. Sounds unbelievable, but it's so believable because it's
because it happened.
So what are you hoping for the next 21 days? Like, for
gosh, like if this is what's going down for me after 3 days, I'm hoping I can do cartwheels after another 18. That'd be really nice. Have you ever
been able to do cartwheels in your life?
Oh yeah, I was a real...
Oh, okay, so there's a chance. There's a chance.
It probably isn't, because I have got 4 steel plates in my elbow, so I'm not sure that could happen. But it's funny because, and I don't know if this sounds ridiculous or not, but just to not be in pain anymore felt like I was able to do cartwheels again. You know, that feeling of joy and exhilaration? That's what it felt like. It was like a real a freedom, love. Oh my goodness, I'm not in pain, because I felt like that for 8 years.
Yeah. I can really understand that, because I have a chronic cough that's been hanging around for 15 years. And when I could take a first clear breath and not choke on it, that just revolutionized. And it's something so simple as take a breath in. And when you can do it after not being able to do it for such a long time, it's like, I'm back.
Yeah.
You know,
absolutely. Like, the world of possibilities just suddenly opened up.
For me, it was
a dream what I could be like in another 18 days, because, you know, the possibilities aren't maybe even something I've thought of.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to check in again.
Yeah.
I think you're like, for some people, it will be at the beginning and at the end. But I'm wondering if your journey, Carney, is going to be a daily.
I think it is. And I've been documenting it for that reason. I've actually done a video recording every morning before I check in. I can tolerate the taste now too, which is really interesting. So it's not overwhelming for me anymore. Oh, and that was the other thing that was interesting, was when I put some on my knee throughout the day, I could instantly taste it on my tongue. Straight away, 30 seconds, straight on the tongue. And even saying it now, I can feel the taste. Name, I'm holding it and I'm saying, so this oil has a really, really strong resonance with me. I was expecting that. I was expecting, because my experience with medications in particular, and particular like supplements, has been, yes, I have a strong reaction to something, but it's generally not something positive. It's generally I'll be vomiting, or I'll be in bed for days, or I'll have chronic diarrhea. It's just been such a positive, uplifting experience. It's really surprised me.
With the pharma, big pharma kind of stuff, if you read the product information, it's like potential side effects are.
Yeah.
With the oils, it's the side benefits are.
Yeah.
It's like try it and see. So there's the reason why you're taking it, but quite often the oil will go, you know what, while I'm working here, I'm just going to sort this and this and this and this.
Yeah.
So you can get a lot of side benefits from your oils.
Going on like I'm being tweaked.
Yeah, fantastic. All right. Thank you so much for sharing. And please do keep me up to date. I think if you're going to do a daily journal or something, I'm going to let me know so I can follow along, because
private group. It's only on a private. I've set up a private thing at the moment that I haven't. I'm happy to add you in, but I haven't added anyone else in yet. So,
all right,
because mostly I'm in my pajamas.
That's all right. I can show up in my pajamas. Pajama party.
That's it.
Thank you so much.
All right, bless you up. And thank you for putting me onto this.
Oh, pleasure.
Okay, take care.